Austin back with another wrestling news video where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Wrestle Talk article on May 22nd, 2024. And make sure to watch until the very end because it's gonna be very, very intriguing. And, and, and let's start off with some WWE. We got a WWE show set for several weeks, like in several week hiatus. I mean, like a WWE show reportedly set to take a hiatus from airing for several weeks as it prepares to transition a new venue. WWE moved into a new headquarters recently, with CM Punk famously getting stuck there overnight. Earlier this month, and a show will be airing from there, going over there soon, but we'll be taking a break beforehand. WWE's The Bump debuted in 2019, and has become a weekly show on the company's social media channels. It's currently hosted by Megan Morant and Sam Roberts and Ryan Pepola, and features interviews with WWE stars, which often blur the lines between in character and out of character. Providing an update today, WrestleVotes reports the show is set for a hiatus and will resume at the start of July. And WWE tweeted out on the X account. I'm talking about WWE. I mean, WrestleVotes tweeted out. I'm told that following today's episode of WWE's The Bump, the show will be going on a 5-week hiatus as it prepares to transition to the new show WWE HQ beginning on July 3rd. Today's episode of the WWE is set to feature interviews with the likes of Logan Paul, Natalya, and even JBL. Paul challenges Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at King. Is a Wrestle Talk will keep us posted with any further updates. But what's your thoughts of WWE's The Bump going to be taking a 5-week hiatus or to get ready for their new show, which will be called WWE HQ, which I believe is probably similar to but it's gonna be featuring the new headquarters of WWE. And what's your thoughts on creating a new or building a new headquarters for this company, and also have the new show there? And do you think is the Bump going to be canceled after the new season? I mean, the new show premiere. WWE Peacock. I was about to say Peacock. If it's a clock, with the alarm and time and stuff. I'm gonna say without. Yeah. I'm gonna say Peacock, not Peacock. Even though that would not sound like a bad idea, it's like a hybrid of a peacock and a clock. Which we could see a peacock have like a grandfather clock on him, I guess you could say, or like some kind of a nightstand clock, where it has an alarm on there when it's time to give up. But let me know either way in the comment section down below on what your thoughts onto this matter, though, on about this new Peacock show. This new WWE Peacock exclusive talk show, which will be called WHQ, which I believe they're going to be talking about some stuff that's going around all of WWE, like with the current storylines, whether it's on Raw or SmackDown, maybe even NXT or the upcoming Premium Live event, or who's going to be fighting who, whether if it's for a championship or not. Just let me know down in the comment section right down below about that. And do you think the bump's gonna be hanging around, or do you think that they're gonna cancel it in favor for the new show, for the new the new WWE show, which is gonna be in the new headquarters, which is called WWE HQ. Yeah, but yeah, either way, let me know what your take is on the matter in the comments. But let's move on to the next news slide. We got some Randy Orton news as he addresses career-threatening injury diagnosis from 2 years ago. And yeah, Randy Orton has addressed the career-threatening injury diagnosis he received when he was away from WWE in the ring and out of action from 2022 to 2023, and returned to the ring or returned in ring action after an 8-month absence at WWE Survivor Series War Games in November 2023. The announcement of his return was made on November 20th episode of the Go Home edition of WWE Raw of the PLE. 5 days before then, we saw him join Team Cody Rhodes with the likes of Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn to take on the Judgment Day. Most specifically, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and the honorary one-off member Drew McIntyre. In the men's War Games match, highlights from Orton's return at Survivor Series can be seen below, like this news story. And during his absence, Randy Orton has been dealing with back issues, and reports throughout that time signaling that he may have had to bring his wrestling career to an end. Orton has now commented on how close he was to have to quit in ring competition in an interview with Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge, revealing. He revealed, I had top neurologist telling me that you know what, you had a career, you had a life you have a life after wrestling, and you want to be comfortable. You don't want to be in pain for the rest of your life. We're gonna fix you. I mean, we're gonna fix your back, but you're gonna have to stop wrestling. The first 6 months that I was out, I had that in the back of my head, and it was tough. I was mentally very. At the Survivor Series pay-per-view in the War Games match, teaming with his former legacy teammate Cody Rhodes, along with Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins, and since then Randy Orton in in-ring competition, like with the likes of against Austin Theory or Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, Logan Paul, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and others. Yeah, since then. And speaking of Tama Tonga, he will be facing him in the semifinals to see who's going to be facing the Ring General Gunta this Saturday at the King of the Ring pay-per-view at the King of the Ring finals. But let me know who's going to win that match. Which most of y'all are going to be saying the for sure him. Randy's going to definitely win that match, and we're going to him, which is not only going to be good as a King and Queen of the Ring match, but it's genuinely a dream match. Something that we want to see because we've never seen him fought Randy before. And it's going to be a tough task for him if he's going to be King of the Ring. But on the other hand, Randy Orton's trying to be King of the Ring as well because it's the only accomplishment that he has yet to achieve in his 22-plus career in WWE. We're going to see who's going to be walking out at this coming Saturday. And whoever does, I'm going to let you know about that when I make my King and Queen of the Ring review video. Just make sure to stay tuned for them, like I talk about when it goes off the air. But in the meantime, I'm going to move on to the next wrestling news and talk about what's next in the wrestling news video on May 22nd. Next up, we got some Julia news now. As the WWE superstar sends a message to the recent injured Julia, and it says right here with the news that Julia has been a fractured wrist after Merrifield's Forever event. WWE star Natalya has reached out to the new signing. The injury happened at the May 20th show in Japan, where Julia teamed with Tommy Hayashishita, Hayashishita. That's how it's. And I hope I pronounced it correctly. To take on Sairi and Bozilla, like according to a recent report, despite it being stated that Julia was out indefinitely, it is hoped by WWE that she will be healed and in time for NXT Heatwave in July 2024. WWE out to Julia in response to her about the injury, replying to "You'll be back in no time. Get well soon." And then she put a hand formed as a heart-shaped emoji on top of the tweet of wishing her very well. And Julia made her on-screen debut at NXT Stand and Deliver last month, within recently being revealed that she was described as polite and outgoing to NXT talent and higher-ups during her visit that weekend. The report also notes that English language continues to impress WWE, with the language barrier not as big as an issue as prior to Triple H taking over WWE creative. Prior to her injury, it was reported that plans were in place for Julia to face Roxanne Perez in her NXT debut. I think that will be her debut match on NXT when she finally makes her first official on-screen appearance in WWE. Or do you think it's gonna be like with somebody else, like the what's it called, the builder up into a championship level superstar in WWE's developmental territory? Let me know down in the comments below. I was thinking about that, especially like if we're gonna find out who's gonna be her, who's gonna be her next challenger at NXT Battleground. I was thinking of Julia, but I was like, it's too soon, and plus she has an injury, I believe, and she's gonna be out indefinitely for a little while, so I don't think it's gonna be her. I think it's gonna be Cora Jade, like because I remember saying that like. It was going to be Cora Jade that could possibly be this mystery woman that's gonna answer the challenge from Roxanne Perez and be her next challenger at Battleground. And then we can see something happening during Heat Wave. We can see Roxanne Perez could successfully retain her championship, if not Cora Jade winning. But I think maybe if Julia was not going to be making her WWE debut anytime soon, I would say Cora would be the girl that should dethrone her frenemy. But I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and bet on that it's gonna be Julia, like where she could confront her at NXT Heat Wave, making her official on-screen debut, and then she's gonna admit that she has an injury. Like because WWE wants to acknowledge reality into kayfabe. Like especially when it comes to injuries or news updates, they're gonna announce it on WWE television. Like what if it's on their weekly shows or their premium live events? They're gonna acknowledge that, and they're gonna announce to the fans for their acknowledgement, which that gives a high praise from the fans. They want to make it more. They love this era of WWE. It's starting to be more accurate and more realistic. Yeah. But yeah, let me know if you think that she's going to be one of Roxanne Perez's next challengers and could possibly dethrone the current NXT Women's Champion, like when she makes her debut down there. Let me know down in the comments section right down below if you think Julia is going to be making her NXT sooner rather than later, despite this setback from the marathon of her suffering a wrist injury, which we can see her in, and we can see her point to Roxanne that she's their next challenger when she successfully wins her women's championship. But in the but until then, we're gonna be speculating this for who was accomplished by by his kayfabe son Hornswoggle, like his storyline son. Like Hornswoggle, who had also been Vince McMahon's illegitimate son, storyline spoke about the original plans for the WrestleMania match on the Inside podcast with Chris Van Vliet. But this is what the illegitimate son of Vince McMahon had to say. Hey, Hornswoggle, of course. Like we had the whole thing with Bradshaw, and it was such an awesome story. But I come to find out years later it was supposed to be Finley and Vince McMahon at the WrestleMania event at that WrestleMania. Not only that, they were gonna try to make it for a WWE title. It was supposed to be that, and I was like, man, if it was against Vince, JBL match, against Vince, match is enormous. Like the build to it, like in everything. If it was against Vince, like you imagine how had at the time fun, and JBL's just man, the absolute man, like and he'd the spot with the spot with the trash can in that match. Like that wasn't I talked about beforehand. Like literally the last second, saved my own life by just going no dodges. He he just whips this trash can because he saw me, and that's him thinking on the fly, and he whips the trash can. I had no idea it wasn't talked about, but it's like the highlight of the match. The highlights from the Belfast match, like at WrestleMania 24, can be seen, but down below, like in the news story. And Hornswoggle made his WWE debut in May 2006, and would remain with the company until his release in May of 2016. Wow, that's a full 10-year career. Like, I'm impressed. Like, I did not know he was still in the company since even in 2016. Yeah, that's something that you learn every single day. That's another thing. Let me rephrase that. Like, that you learn every single day. And yeah, and then especially being May of 2016, like that's a full 10 years of being on the Stanford-based company and Vince McMahon most specifically. Like, I was like, yeah, like I cannot believe that. Like Hornswoggle's been there for since May of 2006, and he's been there until 2016 to exactly May. Like, that's a full 10-year run of WWE. And do you think he'll have a second run with the Stanford-based company, or do you think he's gonna leave it like it is, and yeah, the next time we're gonna see him in WWE will be more of like a one-off appearance, like when it's some kind of a special occasion, like a Raw or SmackDown anniversary, most likely like a Raw anniversary, or like a 35th anniversary or a 40th anniversary, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, it will be something like that, other than being some kind of like rather than being some kind of one-off appearance that's a random episode of Raw or SmackDown or a PLE, unless it's some kind of a special occasion, like for like legends or former ex-wrestlers that's not doing much and that's been sent an invitation to make a one-off appearance, like for a very entertaining segment. But yeah, either way, let me know down in the comment section right down below if you think he'll ever make a return in WWE, and maybe even have one more last run in the company. But in the meantime, we're gonna move on to the next slide. We got, and then, oh yeah, and before I get into that, like get into the next slide, I also want to ask, like, what your thoughts on what could have happened if it was Vince McMahon that Finley was going to be facing in that Belfast Brawler match, like instead of JBL. Like, do you think it Vince? Do you think it would have been Vince if they didn't chose JBL to face Finley? And do you think it would have been for the WWE Championship? And would you think? And do you think it would have been for the full custody of Hornswoggle, and to see who's going to be the true father of the Leprechaun of WWE? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I'm going mind blowing right now. I was thinking, like, are they referring to like a major title or a mid card title? And yeah, and it probably would have made storyline sense for the custody of Hornswoggle, like something similar to like they did with Dominic Mysterio when Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio was fighting in that ladder match to get the contract down, like for him, like for whoever gets it down, gets the custody of Dominic Mysterio. Like, and it would have been something similar to that, but it probably would have been a Belfast Brawl match, which we would possibly would have saw Finley win that match, and then we could see him get full custody of his. He would get full custody of his kayfabe son, I guess you could say. And I quote of Hornswoggle in this situation. But yeah, again, let me know down in the comment section